Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing amazing. We're up bright and early once again. I feel like I've been waking up early every single day ever since I started gardening and all of that. I just want to be outside with my plants and check in on everybody. My irrigation system for my new raised garden beds came in a few days ago, and I just want to get that done. I want to go ahead and install it and start using it because honestly, watering these plants is one of the biggest tasks that I have, and I just cannot wait to have my own irrigation system. That's gonna be so cool. So I wanted to get up early today to install that before the sun starts hitting this area. Right now it's nice and shaded, so I can get a lot of work done before the sun gets blasted in here. The irrigation system I'm going to be installing is from Vego Garden. This is the same brand that the garden beds and the arch trellis is from. I already went ahead and took a look at the manual, and honestly it looks super easy to install, and I've noticed that it's the same with every product from Vego Garden. Honestly, they make it super easy to put together and install, and the manuals are very clear, so they're very easy to read and understand. This shouldn't take me too long to install. Another cool thing is that the irrigation system literally attaches to the garden bed. So the first step is going to be me unscrewing these top bolts right here, which I already loosened them up the other day just so that I can get this done faster today. Before I start installing my irrigation system, I did want to give you guys a little update on how the plants are doing in the new raised garden bed. On this side, I have my bell pepper, which is doing amazing. And then I have my tomato on this side. And you guys are not going to believe this, but a little tomato is popping up. And there's one here too. And then there's a tiny tomato over here. This plant is doing so good. And then my zucchini is doing so good. I was so worried about transplanting this, but it's doing amazing. My squash plant is also doing good. It's not doing the best, but it's doing good. She came right back up to life and it looks so good. And then my pepper plant is right here and she's doing so good too. On this side, I have my summer squash, which is also doing really good. And I want it to go up, so I trimmed the bottom leaves so that it could start going up the trellis. And I did that with the zucchini as well, which is doing so good too. And then right here, I have another tomato plant, which I cut the bottom of it too. And then another tomato plant and a pepper plant. So I'm gonna start by unscrewing this one, and then this part right here is gonna go inside of the garden bed, and then these pieces with the smaller end are gonna go right here. The piece with the bigger side over here is going to go where it aligns with the water source. So I'm gonna put this one here, right there. The next step is going to be to attach this hose all along the edge of the bed. And it came with a little cutter for me to cut where I needed to cut. Once you have attached the hose and it looks nice like this, you're going to want to attach these pieces now, and these go at the top of each one of these. That. And then this is off and this is on. The next piece is this one. These go right on top. And the cool thing is that you can bend them to where you want them to water. For this last piece right here, I decided to add the little hose, and then I added this to the other end, and I'm gonna put it right here so that it can water this one right there. I don't have plants here yet, so it looks kind of funny, but once I have plants there, it's gonna be great because they're gonna have their own irrigation system once I put them in. So to attach it to the water source, it comes with these bendable sticks. So I went ahead and bended this one. Now we're going to insert this piece, which controls it if it's open or closed. This straight piece is going to go at the other end. like so. Right at the bottom, we're gonna put the T-shaped one. I put a stopper right at the end over here so no water comes out through that side. And then I attach the hose on this side because this is what's going to connect to either the water source or the other bed. In my case, the other bed. To hold this in place, it came with these metal clips, and you're just going to put them on each side. Now I'm gonna do that same thing to this other bed and connect it right at the bottom. So it's getting pretty hot and sunny out here. I had to go get my hat inside, but I figured out the irrigation system. Honestly, it wasn't too bad. Once you connect all the pieces, everything should be fine. I will say I did make the mistake of making one of the hoses a little too short, so when I turned on the irrigation system, it was leaking from the sides. What I did is I just replaced the hose and made it a little longer, and that was it. It was all fixed. So let me show you guys what it looks like off, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like on. All right, so this is one of my garden beds, and I went ahead and did a combination of this one and then the one that goes in the ground. These right here, I decided to just face them down at the root of the plants. I didn't want them too much on the leaves, and then you can move them around. They're bendable, so that's really cool. And this is what this bed looks like. And because I don't have anything on this side, I just decided to do these. I will probably be planting some peppers on this side, so we'll see. But this is what it looks like. Honestly, it's really nice. I think it fits in really well with the garden bed. And once this gets bushy, you're not even gonna be able to see the irrigation system. And then this is the other garden bed from the back. It doesn't look that bad either. This is how they are connected, and then it just keeps going straight down to where my water source is. My water source is not really close to the garden bed, so I do have to get an extension, and I have a adapter so that I can connect my regular hose and then my irrigation system, but I will do that another day. Right now I just went ahead and connected it to my hose, and it's working out just fine. So I have it right here. Each individual one has their own like on and off system, so you can have some of them on or off, or even just like you can have some of them putting out more water or less water. You can control the levels on these. This is going to be the main one, so if you want to turn all of them on, this is what's going to give the water supply to all of them, and each one has their own. So if we turned it on, you can see it turns them all on. I really like how this one looks. I think it's so cool, and it gets this plant and then it also gets that plant over there. And then these are really nice too. They're very powerful. This is kind of like a mist, but you can also turn it into a drip system. But if you twist the top, it becomes more of a stream, and then if you lower it right here, there is kind of like a drip system if you just want it little bits at a time, or if you want it more powerful, you can turn it all the way up and it will be really powerful. And then that's what all of them look like on. Right here I have a combination of like the mister and then this one, and then same thing on the other garden bed. It looks really nice as well. The cool thing about the irrigation system is that it's completely customizable, and all the pieces are really bendable and adjustable, so you can adjust it to water any plants you like. And if you end up moving your plants around or adding more plants, you can literally move and adjust the pieces as you need them. So that's really cool. I'm really happy. And then you just turn it on and you can walk away, and then your plants are going to get the water that they need, and you don't even have to do anything. My next project for the garden today is going to be to move my other garden bed and plant all of my herbs. I have all of my herbs right here, but this is just not enough space and it's getting really crowded. Also, there's a tomato growing in here that I have to transplant to my garden bed because I don't even know how that tomato is growing right there. I actually think I have 2 tomatoes growing, but I don't know. I'm gonna move those to the raised garden beds with the arched trellis, And then all of my herbs I'm gonna move to my old garden bed. That way they just have a ton of space to be able to grow more. Look how beautiful my garden looks from over here. That is crazy. Oh my goodness, I feel like I hadn't looked at it from that side. But I moved this garden bed over here and I filled it up with some cardboard. I used to have it over here, and then this is all the older dirt that was left over, so I'm definitely going to repurpose that and throw that in there. I'm also going to add all the packaging from the Vego irrigation system because their packaging is fully compostable. I think it looks pretty fine with the other ones over here. Once I harvest the carrots over there, I'll probably move that garden bed in here as well. I also went ahead and moved around some of my watermelon just because it was getting a little crowded, so I just spaced it out a little bit more. And this is where I used to have my herbs. That's just dirt right now. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Overall, I think it was a great gardening day. I got a lot of things knocked off of my to-do list and it is looking so good. I've been having so much fun being out in the garden and being active, and also just knowing that I'm literally growing my own food has been such a game changer. It is truly so rewarding. I'm planning to possibly even grow more vegetables, more things in my garden and expanding it. I really am trying to create a micro homestead here in my backyard with having chickens, growing my own food, and just relying mostly on what we provide for ourselves. And it's been such a fun journey so far. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments. And also, if you have any advice, let me know down in the comments too. I love to learn from different people and see what you guys are doing as well. I am so tired, so I think I'm gonna leave this video right here. If you guys want to go ahead and check out Vego Garden, I'm gonna leave a link down in the description for you guys, along with a discount code if you guys want to purchase anything or just see what they have. They have so many beautiful garden things, beautiful colors, beautiful aesthetic, great quality, so definitely check them out. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on my next video.